Chris, and I'm a bookaholic. Hey, listen, I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an update on just some things that have been going on. Lots of stuff, lots of traveling, and then I ended up getting sick. So I'm doing great now, and just wanted to kind of get back in the saddle with some video output. But all that to say, I do think I'm going to switch some things around with the channel, and here's what I'm intending. First, really, in the beginning, all I wanted to do was just put up content and show you really a lot of the books that I have. And I still want to do that, and I love doing that. So a lot of book hauls and a lot of just here's kind of what's in the library, you know, from the stack. So I kind of like those vibes and themes, so I'll still do that. But I felt like I needed to do a little bit more serious kind of, book reflections. I mean, the actual reality is that my undergrad's in English literature, and I loved it. I had a great experience there and thought for a while about just teaching, English literature on a professorial university, kind of level. But I ended up going on a little bit of a different tangent, ended up doing the band thing and, public speaking, and a lot of my life has been touring and that kind of stuff, which I love still to this day. Most of what I do now is storytelling and positive messages, a lot of talks in churches and schools, and I still have the chance to do some academic work. I'm a theology professor for a university, and have done that for a long time. So I love teaching, and I love talking about ideas, and I certainly love reading books and talking about books. And this channel is predominantly just for fun. It's a little bit of an outlet for me, but I also recognize that I'm kind of more in the habit of just showing you books and not really unpacking the content very much. And I might change that a little bit in the coming videos. I might start giving you a little bit more of a serious analysis. I mean, that's kind of my training anyways. That's kind of what I do. But at the end of the day, a lot of these books I'm just reading because I like being entertained, and I like the distraction from the reality that is life sometimes. So I'm going to show you, I think there's 7 books here that are on my radar that I want to read. Some of these I'm planning on doing like a little bit of a buddy read, even with some family members, and some I honestly don't know if I'm going to read very soon, but they're kind of fun recent purchases. And so this is not going to be the deeper unpacking. This is just going to be a little bit of fun, but I did want to give you a heads up. So in the future, some of the videos are going to try to dive in a little bit deeper and give you a little bit more of a serious kind of presentation. And that's the reason why, is that I just feel like, in part, I'm still trying to find the legs of what this channel might look like. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to do anything really for anybody. It can just be for me or for my fun little small collection of people out there that like my vibe. But I definitely am not reaching anybody, hardly anybody out there. So it might not hurt to change some things up. So that's kind of a little bit of the 411, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here's the first book I want to read, and it's classic, Robert Heinlein's Starship Troopers. And my son has just kind of really started getting a little bit of an interest in the world of science fiction. And he's a little bit more like, he reads for fun, like philosophers. And I mean, he's like, I don't know, it's pretty hilarious. Like Marcus Aurelius, he's reading his Meditations or something. So for this kid of mine, he just kind of stumbled on Frankenstein, loved it. And I thought, okay, cool. Maybe we'll journey into some classic science fiction together. So ultimately, he's looking at Dune. If he does that, I'll do that with him. But we also might do Starship Troopers. So anyway, I actually have not read this. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is a weird version. It's an Ace paperback. But this will be perfect for quick, fast read. So that's the first book on my upcoming list. And of course, this is a super classic work by Heinlein, but they did the movie, and it got some legs in terms of viewership, right, and readership. So anyway, we might check that out. The second book is that I'm planning to read is A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I've not read this yet, but P.L. Stewart was kind enough to sign this and send this to me, and so I think it's about time. I'm ready for this. I'm pretty excited about it, and so we'll see. I like going into books most of the time super blind because I don't want to know anything about it. I want the journey to be this epic surprise. And so while I might have a little bit of a brief idea of what it might be like based on some other YouTubers and people that have spoken about this, I'm intentionally trying to ignore a lot of that so I can just go in and have that awesome first experience. It's been on my list for a while. I'm super pumped about it. And P.L. Stewart's such an awesome guy, and I like listening to him talk and share. And if you've seen interviews with him before, you know what I'm talking about. So it's time, all right? Another book that I'm super pumped about is the Bone Shard Daughter. Now, I have all three of these books in the collection for the Drowning Empire, but I don't... I can't remember. I mean, I probably heard about this from Patrick Leo, and all I know is that the bones of dragons are used to make the ships. So the Emperor's reign has lasted for decades. His mastery of bone shard magic powered the animal-like constructs that maintain law and order. But now his rule is failing. Revolution is sweeping across the Empire's many islands. So when the Emperor refuses to recognize his daughter as the heir to the throne, she vows to prove her worth by mastering the forbidden art of bone shard magic. Okay, so maybe it has nothing to do with what I thought it did. Or maybe it does. So that's cool. I'm okay with being a little bit blind going into this. That does sound exciting and interesting. And so that's on my list. We'll see when I get to this, but I do believe it'll be sooner rather than later. I am trying to wrap up a number of books right now, and I'm loving them. They're phenomenal. They've been great experiences. It's just going to clear my TBR in a big way coming up. So the last few, here's a couple that are by the same author, Julie Czerneda. This is Survival, Species Imperative, #1. This is a science fiction, obviously, book. This is a pretty cool copy. It's super nice. I don't even know if it's ever been used. 2004, basically, I have volume 1 of Species Imperative, and I have volume 2. And both of these are hardcovers. I picked them up, looks like on a discount at half price many, many years ago. I probably picked these up back in the Pittsburgh area, back when I lived in that neck of the woods. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. And last but not least on this list is a book that, again, was an author, but an author I've been hearing a lot about. This came out a couple years ago, Illborn, and I know the second book is already out, by Daniel T. Jackson. And again, this to me is pretty cool. From what I've heard, this has got a little bit of a Lord of the Rings kind of vibe. I'm not 100% sure if it's that close or if it's just in terms of epic fantasy, that kind of flow. But I'm a big fan of that genre, obviously, and so this seems like it might be something that I want. But this is a monster book, man. That's like, hey, we're gonna be here a while. So we'll see. Anyway, those are some of the books I'm excited about coming up. And like I said, I'm probably going to do a little bit more of a deeper dive in certain things as the channel starts to kind of mature and I figure it out. But thanks for watching. I love this stuff, and I hope you do too.